Hey yo everybody, XCI here for a blind let's play of Dragon Age Origins. Here we have the troop. I'm in camp right now, so everyone is here. There's Leliana, there's Zevran, there's Alistair, and behind me we have Sten. Back there we have Morgan, and of course, last but not least, and I certainly haven't forgot him, and I get to come back to camp and check up on him once in a while. It's our little dog Mog. And so anyways, this episode I want to talk to each one of these peeps and get some more about their history. I'll say right now, this guy right here intimidates the crap out of me. I don't know how that's going to go. I think the one I feel the best about right now is probably Leliana. So I'm going to start with Leliana. I'm going to do round robin. So here we go. Can you tell me about... whoa, hold on, that's right. Maybe I should start asking people to train me with those specializations. Can you teach me to be a bard? Let's start with that.
I don't think you have the correct aptitude. I could give you some pointers, though.
I need to be a rogue.
You may be able to pass them on to someone you know. Let's just go over there, away from the others, for safety, yes?
Get people to teach
I
me.
expect there shall be daggers flying about willy-nilly for a time.
And then I get it for next characters in the game. That's great. Okay, so I do want to open up more of the plot, though. So let's go back. I'd like to talk to you about something. I think you should go... Nope. So I'll talk to you about something. Okay.
What's on your mind?
What is on my mind? Let's see. Why did you decide to come to Ferelden? You were a traveling minstrel. Do you have tales to share? I thought I already asked her this. Let's start with this one. Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
What happened to your mother? Why did she leave Ferelden then? Why did she leave? Was she not happy in Orlais? Why did she leave Ferelden then? Was she not happy in Orlais?
She wasn't unhappy. We had a good life, and she liked Orlais well enough. I loved it, though. Val Royeaux was so vibrant, colorful. Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecilie let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecilie than my mother.
Do you remember nothing of your mother? You were young, it's understandable. What was Cecile like? That's just too bad she's gone. Nah, that's like an ass. And she had me study music and dance. Do you remember nothing of your mother? You were young. It's, what did she say? That I have more memories of Cecile than my mother. Well, you were young. It's understandable.
Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance.
The gift I gave her.
Mother called them Andrastis
That makes
Grace.
sense now.
They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
Makes sense now. So I did look into something here. Watch this. So it turns out, so you see how it says win there, gift win, gift Leliana there, steel symbol of Andraste. I believe it's anything that I've picked up gets labeled on the pickup, but as I understand things, new things that I pick up will not have the label. And I'll tell you how I discovered this. I came over here before starting to check on
if there's anything
the gifts
I
here
can do
because of
for
a comment
you, please tell me
about jokes and pranks and how the pranks are really, really bad. So I was like, well, hold on, let's look at the pranks
I'm sure
again.
You'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected.
And this is, of course,
and
after
with your
I've
discount.
uninstalled the add-on, right? And so when I came and checked, oops, that's my stuff. When I came and checked check their stuff, watch this. So I go stick, and now the name is gone. So all of these are now blind. That one is still, why does that one still say Morgan then? Did I sell that? I couldn't have sold that. Oh, I didn't notice this one though, but if you notice these ones right here, unless they're neutrals, and I don't know, but these ones aren't labeled, so I don't know who gets these. I'm gonna have to guess based on what I hear from their stories and what gets written in the codex. But as you can see, and now I don't even know which ones are the jokes and which ones are the gifts. So that's gonna be, well, I'm gonna guess these 0 ones are prank. I don't know. Chastity belt. That's probably for it's probably for Leliana or something. Because of the wait, cat lady's hobble stick. That's probably Morgan, maybe because of the mage. Butterfly sword, maybe an Alistair. Because he's so, I don't know. Whoa, wait, simply a stage no, maybe not. That's Alistair. Scented soap. Okay, so some of these I can't just guess. But so what are these? So why does this say 50? Doesn't that mean there's like 50 of these? Doesn't this like break the game? Does that seriously mean I can buy 50 of these and they're gifts and they're going to give bonuses to the character? Well, lump of coal, that looks like a joke. Like a prank. See, now I'm just afraid of buying any of these. I don't know if I will buy any of these at this point. I do want this backpack, by the way. 21 gold. Anyways, I did see Morgan's name there. So maybe I clicked on something when I still had the add-on and then that registered. But I took it to mean that anything new isn't going to have the name anymore. The add-on only hard-coded the stuff that I picked up since then. So since I installed the add-on, so I'm gonna keep going with Leliana one or two more rounds here, see if there's anything new. I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes. What's on your mind?
Here we go. Do you miss anything about Orlais? You were a traveling minstrel. Do you have tales to share? I thought I already had. I guess she's got more and more tales. Maybe the longer, like the more you play, things open up. Maybe. Do you miss anything about Orlais?
I miss Val Royeaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Val Royeaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Val Royeaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the Grand Cathedral. It was magnificent.
I've got a weird sound showing up in my Audacity, and I can't hear it, so I don't know what's going on, but I'll try to clean it up in post if it's something. If it was going to be a train, I wanted to wait and cut through it. But anyways, let's keep going. Is that all? It sounds wonderful. I've never been to Orlais. Well, I haven't, or at least I'm the RP of Xander's. He's only been Dalish. It sounds wonderful. I guess she enjoys it. So Xander's kind of like, if you enjoyed it, then it
it would take me a day or two
to
to talk about the many splendors of Orlais, her golden fields, her lush meadows. Of course, there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais.
Had what? What sort of things? Like when she was a bard? It must have been a big change moving to Lothering. Do you not have fine things now? Well, I guess not. She's out in leather armor and fighting and crap, so I'm guessing this means she had like a good lifestyle? What sort of things? What sort of
dresses,
things?
Fine dresses and furs. And
Material
shoes,
objects,
of course.
huh?
One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais
like a
is
gift
very
in the
fashionable.
game?
Almost ridiculous.
Finding your shoes?
But the shoes. Living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
She really does. Oh, that's totally France. Ridiculous trends, like the Euro trends. Like, they're so fashionable up there, so that's gotta be it. So, what's so special about shoes? Shoes are shoes. They're there to keep your feet dry. That's the matter-of-fact Xandery answer. Oh, I love shoes. That's not a Xander answer. Were they ridiculous shoes? That's a funny answer. Why would I say ridiculous trends? Living with those ridiculous trends. Were they ridiculous shoes? Yeah, I think that's kind of a funny thing to say.
Sometimes. About 10 years ago,
Sometimes.
all the ladies went mad for shoes with soles as large and heavy as bricks. But it isn't always that
70s?
silly. When I left Orlais, the fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring.
Oh my gosh. So modern. You've lost me. Kinda. Santa would be confused here, probably. Oh, that sounds so lovely. No. Wouldn't that be hard to walk in? That's the logical Xander answer. Like honestly, why would you want to... I'm just going to assume elves, I mean, that's just not... It's bare feet or it's leather, I guess. Dalish leather. Must have cost a lot of gold. I wouldn't have that concept either. You've lost me. Wouldn't that be hard to walk in? I'm just going to go, like, logical Xander answer here.
I wouldn't want to run in it, or have to enter battle, but for lounging in a lady's sitting room? Perfect. The shoes made in Orlais were exquisite. Not at all like these clunky fur-lined leather boots you have in Ferelden.
Whoa, whoa.
Just look at them.
I'm Dalish. As Xander was just... They're just utility, you know? They're shoes. So I don't know what I would say here. You don't need fancy shoes to make you beautiful. So I'm gonna... That sounds like I'm gonna be hitting on her here. I know, right? So ugly and shapeless. No, they're comfortable. Matter of fact. Well, I don't know if Xander... He doesn't wear them because they're comfortable either, though. At least they keep you out of the cold. At least they keep the cold out. That would be the Xander answer, I think. But those are the 4 options. I feel like this is a Xander one. I feel like I want to say this, not because I want to hit on her, because I think, again, I feel like there's more of a sister-brother relationship. I feel that with Xander, with her, because I don't know why, but I just do. I just a gut feeling for Xander. I don't know what to say here. Because I kind of... That's a nice thing to say, but I'm fairly certain the game engine is going to treat this like a straight up, like I'm hitting on her answer. And I wouldn't want Xander, I wouldn't want it to come out that way for Xander. And this feels like the logical thing to say, but they're having such a moment here, so why would Xander just be straightforward like this? Like, I didn't take her for being so materialistic, though. That's kind of throwing me off. That's the utility answer right there that Xander would give. This is the one I want to give as a player, not because I'm hitting on her, but because I feel like it's more personal. I can't say it. I feel like this is going to trigger a relationship thing, and I don't want the game to take me down that path with Leliana. I mean, maybe that happens, but I don't feel that right now with Xander. Why is this so difficult? At least they keep the cold out. Now I'm going to go matter of fact with
They're
Xander.
sturdy shoes, but sometimes a girl just wants to have pretty feet. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
Oh, jeez. Should I have said the other one? Oh, well. Let's check Leliana one more
Something I
time.
can help with?
I'd like to talk about
Yes?
something.
What's on your mind?
You're traveling
Of course
minstrel. Do you
I
have
do.
tales to
I love
share?
stories far too much to keep them to
Are
myself.
they the ones I've already heard?
Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
I've already heard these. Darkspawn, Aveline, Flemeth. There was another story I wanted
Which
to hear.
one?
What's in here? Have I don't think I've done these. Do you know anything about the Dalish? What do you know about Andraste? I thought of it just now, but it slipped my mind. What the hell is that supposed to open? I'm thinking too logically through this. I'm thinking about the engine and not the RP. Do you know about the Dalish?
I know little about your people, but I may be misinformed, and I would hate to offend you.
That is why we must learn more about each other. So this is more like an elf to human response. Xander doesn't really care about any of that stuff. I would not be offended. We do not care about what humans think of us. Yeah, I would not be...
I have heard a little
offended.
about how the elves gained their freedom from the Tevinter Imperium. When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, The elves joined her cause to fight their masters. The great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his
They
people.
mentioned this name.
He foresaw a future where the elves were free.
They cut him out of
Shatan
the-
was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in the land of their own.
So Shartan was brought up in Denerim at the priestess at the Chantry building, and they have. So there's a sect of the Chantry that cut out all of Shartan's scriptures. Is that what they call them in this game? Scriptures that mention Shartan or something. The elves, they've stripped them out of the book. It didn't last. As far as I know, it didn't last, but the humans had to take that from us too. I'm not going to be resentful like that. Let us discuss this another time. I'm not going to be sensitive either. It didn't last.
The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no Chantry.
That's when
This
it happened.
angered the Chantry,
Okay.
and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The Chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The Chantry
Doubt it.
declared a holy exalted march against the elves,
There it
named
is.
for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule, living in the human cities as second-class citizens. But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. They were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish.
They are my people. What do you know about Andraste? What do you know about Andraste?
Andraste
Let's
was
do
the
this.
Maker's
I feel
chosen.
like I've already...
The Maker had long since
Oh,
abandoned the world
Codex.
when the sound of her singing turned his
Of the
ear.
Codex.
Beauty, grace, and wisdom enraptured him, and he offered to take her from this flawed world to become his divine bride. But Andraste had an earthly husband and would not forsake him. Instead,
This might be
she
the first chapter
beseeched
we're
the
missing.
Maker to return to his people once more. So earnest was her plea that the Maker was moved, and promised that he would
That's
create a
chapter 2.
paradise on earth if all abandoned their false gods and turned
Yeah.
once more to him.
I believe I
And this
summarized
is why
that for you
Andraste
guys.
began her exalted march on the
Yeah.
idolaters of the Tevinter Imperium.
Yeah.
The Maker granted her his powers with which to smite her enemies.
Yeah.
Andraste brought the Imperium to its knees, and
Chapter
her
3.
victories converted
know.
many to the worship of the Maker.
That's when she gets burned. How did Andraste die?
Alas, it was the frailties
End of
of
chapter
men that
3.
betrayed and killed Andraste. Her earthly
And it's
husband,
chapter 4.
Matharath, a
That's
chieftain
chapter
of the
4.
Alamari
So we're missing
tribes in
chapter 1.
south, grew jealous as his wife's popularity
Nothing
and
lost.
influence overshadowed his own. She
She
was
summed it
also
up better,
revered
though,
as the Maker's
than I did.
betrothed, and Matharath began to see their own bond waning in significance as Andraste became ever more devoted to the Maker. Out of envy and spite, Matharath made a pact with the Archon Hysarian of
is.
Tevinter, allowing his beloved Andraste to be ambushed and captured. Andraste was burned at the stake in Minrathous, the
Oh, sorry,
capital of
that was
Tevinter.
chapter 3. That was chapter 3. Why did the Maker not save her with his power? But Tevinter has a chantry, doesn't it? Isn't Tevinter like the... It's like the... there's like the... there's like the two sects, and one of them is like the more strict. It's Tevinter. Tevinter's the one with the where the high priests are male, and I'm gonna guess the new religion is where they're holy mothers. Ooh, which one do I want to know? I'm gonna do this one. I'm curious from a lore standpoint. Xander likes lore and heritage and stuff, and he's curious of how this all plays out. Like, he'd be wondering the same here. So yeah, I'm gonna go with why did the Maker not save her with his power?
I have thought on this too. Did he withdraw his sight from her at that moment? Where were all the powers he bestowed upon her? This question has come to me many times, and I have no answer. Perhaps there was no way for Andraste to return to the Maker but through her death. We will never know for sure.
Yeah, that seems like Lore that's appended to the myth by men. Lore created by men applied to the myth, or applied to the real story to make it myth. Okay, so no, we won't know for sure. So tell me about Andraste in the Maker again. Oh, I lost that Tevinter option. That's okay. I'm done. Let's move on. She liked that. +3. Is there more? I'm gonna check one more with
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk about something.
What's on your mind?
I don't know. What's on your mind? Oh, I'm
Of
gonna.
course I do.
Same
I
stories?
love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Darkspawn, Aveline, Flemeth.
Which one?
There was that one option I wanted. This one. Whoa. Wait, why are there 3 now? Shartan. Oh, Shartan again. Oh, she probably just repeats stuff when it says again. And then there's this one. I thought of it just now, but it slipped my mind.
It will come to you soon, I'm sure.
Oh, I see. So it's... Okay, no. I think it's just a toggle through some of the menus to get the options mentioned again. Let's go with Zevran. Let's find out what I can get from this guy. Care to answer some questions? I want to discuss something personal. I'll go with the
All
first one.
right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Well, I'm not as worried as Sten here. So because the assassin thing, I'm trying to see, because I feel like Xander would I feel like he would see, like Zevran might convince him that the term assassin doesn't equate to murderer, although that's kind of what they do, but there's a sort of, not an honor to it, but there's a certain expertise in that style of combat that would probably be very, like Xander would be interested in that sort of style, that sort of finesse. So he would be legitimately curious for Zevran to tell him more about the crows. So here we go. With that, here we go. What does it take to become an assassin? Oh, that's for the class. I'm going to ask for that now. Yeah, I'm going to do that now.
Well, the crows would have you
probably
believe
too
that
early.
it is an involved process that takes years.
Didn't I try
of
this already?
training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance.
Like me more or something?
Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're
Yeah.
good enough to start being considered one
think
of
so.
them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
So you have to be a murderer. See, that's what I don't like that part of it. It doesn't it doesn't take any special skill. You did quite well, no doubt. So you have to be a murderer. No. I can see that he believes it's more than that. So I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna. Yeah. It doesn't take any special skill. I'm sure it does. You did quite well, no doubt. It's the only
Within the
option,
crows,
really.
I did. But it has been something the crows
Makes
have
sense.
devoted a great deal of time to perfecting. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as
Xander.
possible. Debilitate your foe, either
makes
by
sense to
poison or
Xander.
by crippling their
He's
limbs, makes any
selling 'em.
follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
He's selling me on wanting to use poisons, to be honest. Like this could go down that road. I'm starting to get a little more comfortable with all the rules, so setting up like the AI to put poison on something why not? If it's simple enough to do, but we'll see. That sounds like it could be useful. Yeah, matter of fact. I prefer straight up battle. No, that's why I'm an archer. That's why I'm an archer, and that's why I like his history of scout, guerrilla warfare sort of thing. So, you always use poison then? Might be curious here. That sounds like it could be useful.
See?
That's just
Getting paid for the
matter
act is
of
beside
fact.
the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the crows like to pretend that
Selling
their
me
abilities
more.
are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery.
didn't this start
So
from me
let's just
asking him
keep
to
this
teach
between
me?
you and me, shall we? Hmm?
Is he gonna teach me? He did not teach me. Oh, but I did well. Plus two there. Okay, can you teach me? Can you teach others to be an assassin? Should I try this already? Because maybe I think I need to have a score. Like, I don't know what the benchmark is, what the threshold is for triggering them to teach you. But maybe I'm gonna try to. Maybe I'll do it after. I'll do it last. Care to answer some questions? I want to discuss something personal. Care to answer some questions?
But I get to stare at you luridly.
Let's see if I can get some more positive pieces out of this. Tell me about Antiva. So tell me about your adventures. Let's go adventures.
My adventures? I'm hardly an old man just returned from across the ocean, am I? Should I shake my fist at nearby children while I talk about the good old days?
You certainly talk like you've had adventures. This is true. At least his demeanor. I meant your time as a crow. Would Xander think of that as adventurous? I don't know. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. Nah. You certainly talk like you've had adventures.
Falling down a flight of stairs is an adventure. Falling into someone's bed, also an adventure. I am assuming what you're looking for are professional anecdotes. Let's see. My second mission ever for the Crows was a bit intriguing.
That's hilarious.
I was sent to kill a mage who had been meddling in politics.
The Crows were willing to anger the Circle of Magi? Kill a mage. On your second mission. I don't know why I think that was important. Meddling in politics, how? Well, they're assassins. I think I would have gathered by now that the Crows are hired when you want political... You just want to solve political problems. Silently. The Crows were willing. I guess this would be the one Xander would be more curious about. Like, shouldn't we... Like, that's a whole group that could go up against the Crows, so...
In Antiva, nobody is too important to escape the reach of the Crows. They've killed kings and queens. That is simply how it is. As it turned out, the mage in question was quite a delightful young woman. Long, divine legs, as I recall. I caught her in a carriage on her way to escape to the provinces. After I killed her guard, she got down on her hands and knees and begged for her life. Rather aptly, I might add. So I joined her in the carriage for the night and left the next morning.
That did go somewhere else. God damn it, Everett. Oh no. Oh no. After killing her anyhow? For the night and left the next morning. Oh, Xander totally thinks he killed her. You used her, that's horrible, and she didn't try to kill you? After killing her anyhow.
Yes, but not on purpose, actually. The woman had actually convinced me to speak to the Crows on her behalf. What can I say? I was young and foolish at the time. Then, as I was kissing her goodbye to return to Antiva City, she slipped on the threshold and fell backwards out of the carriage. Broke her neck.
What?
Shame, really, but at least it happened quickly.
What? Oh, no. Nah, he's bullshitting. Were you upset? So you didn't actually kill her? That's terrible. I don't know if Xander believes him. Were you upset? Why would he be upset? He went to kill her and then he slept with her instead and then she kills herself by accident? Why would she be upset? No. So it's 2. It's the only option. So you didn't I don't really believe him. So you didn't actually kill her?
Not actually.
I'm kind of in doubt.
I was a bit unimpressed by the development at first.
It doesn't seem like
then
he doesn't
I found
seem like
out
the guy
that she
who
had
lied.
told the driver to take her to Janellen instead.
At this point,
she had planned to lose me in the provinces. I would have looked very foolish to the Crows. As it was, my master was very impressed that I had done such a fine job of making it look like an accident. The Circle of Magi was unaware of foul play, and everyone was happier all around.
Oh my god. Except for the mage, because she's dead. You got lucky. These sorts of things happen to you often? What? Him going to kill someone, sleeping with them instead, and then them dying by accident? Accidents happening? Or him getting lucky? You got lucky. You did get lucky. Except for the mage. That sounds like a cold answer that Xander might say, because it's true, she killed herself. What does the game mean by this? These sorts of things happen to you often? The accidents working in his favor? You know what? Yeah, sure.
Like being spared by a benevolent Mark who then helps me escape from the Crows? Yes, it does seem to happen now and again, doesn't it? It was after that when I learned that one needn't let a pretty face go to your head. Professionalism was key. That's my moral of the day, you see.
So you never mix business with pleasure? That looks like a... Gonna be hitting on him line. Yeah, that was Xander wouldn't say that. That seems a little cold. A wise lesson to learn. You are a terrible person. No, I don't think he said anything terrible there. He's basically said, I mean, Xander he agrees with this. Don't let a pretty face go to your head. Like, that's why I've been saying all along, the whole thing with Xander is, the character doesn't get distracted by relationships, by, getting close to people, because he feels like that could compromise his goals. Professionalism was key. I'm with this, so a wise lesson to learn.
And one that not everyone learns, I'm sad to say. But that's enough tale spinning from me for the moment. Talking about the mage has made me a bit nostalgic, I'm afraid.
No, you got more.
The good
more
old
stories.
days.
I need more stories. Holy crap, +6. Let's do it again. Holy crap, that was awesome. Can you teach others to be assassin? I don't know where I'm at with him, but that's got to be a good haul right there. +6 points. What do I want? Personal or more questions? I'm going to go more questions.
But I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
It might be one episode for only 2 characters. I thought I was going to get through all of them. So tell me about your adventures. Sure, let's go with more adventures maybe. Yeah, let's do this.
Well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once.
What is Lanthrax? I don't know if Xander would be interested in poisoning talk, but if you like, certainly. That sounds like fun. No, I don't think that would sound like fun. No, not that. If you like, certainly. I guess Xander would have some curiosity. Stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I mean, it's just lore. It's just different type of lore. It's lore tied to poisoning. So
no, I'll not inflict that upon you just yet. Let's see. How about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Osrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
Okay, I doubt it. You killed the prince? Don't be absurd. I wouldn't have heard about it. I'm just going to assume I did not hear about this. You killed the prince?
Me? Not personally, but I did take part in the attack. Prince Osrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see.
Did he accidentally
He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocell from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Osrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells.
What the hell? I would not want to be royalty in Antiva. Is this sort of thing common in Antiva? Why not simply arrest him? So this was a very big deal. Is this sort of thing common in Antiva? I guess Xander would know, so I'm gonna
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the Crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a Crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
So wait, is he saying that the Crows are royalty, or it's just because they're intertwined? Because of the dynamics of how that country works? Oh, because they're the most expensive, so it almost bankrupted the nation because the royalty started hiring Crows all over the place. Jesus, it's a rich sect, man. What did you do? Seems like an odd way to run the country. This is true. That's hardly noteworthy. I might say this first. No, I don't think Xander would care. No, I wouldn't. What did you do? Just what did
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
So the fact that he survived, I don't understand. What, you got robbed by urchins? Not very glorious if you ask me. You're very lucky indeed. I guess he is. Nearly, well, that he nearly drowned but survived. Oh, because urchins pulled him out but robbed him blind. So it's kind of like a glass half full and then glass half empty. Because he gets robbed, but then glass half full because they didn't cut his throat. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say the lucky one. You're very lucky indeed.
It's true. I live a charmed life. One of the prostitutes that raised me was a fortune teller. Said I wouldn't die young. She was rather startled by that. But there you go. Tale
Is this
told.
legit? Like,
Let's
is
be
this
off
a thing?
before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
Is this the thing with the character? I don't think I got an additional +3 there. I think it just highlighted it was from before. I'm gonna go again. Like, is he seriously like? He's got some sort of like protection or not protection, but like it's just as part of his lore. That's why he keeps getting out of shitty scenarios. Can you teach? I want to discuss something personal. Care to answer some questions?
All right.
Try one more time with this one.
I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
And he can't have more adventures. Now I'm going to ask about Antiva. I'm going to save the adventures for another one, but I'm going to go with Antiva.
You wish to know about Antiva?
I want to know more about the country.
The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
And it has assassins. Don't you want to go back? You don't like Ferelden? Don't you want to go back? Well, if he goes back, he's going to get hunted down by the crows. You don't like Ferelden. Harsh like Ferelden. That's what I'm asking. Cold and harsh like Ferelden. And it has assassins. No, I'm just going to ask him, so you don't like Ferelden? No, why would I ask him that? No, and it has assassins.
Everyone has its assassins. Some are simply more open about their business than others. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace.
Where he's from.
It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
The forest? My people have no cities. I'm not from any glittering gem, no. Well, no, I mean, I might consider the forest, like, just as beautiful. Xander would. Of course, my mother was better than any gem. Aw, that's so sweet. But not a Xander thing to say. But that's pretty cute. Why? You want to compare? Don't be an idiot. No, my city have no cities. My people have no cities.
Course. The wandering life of the Dalish. That truly is better. I'm jealous. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
What? God damn it, Zephyr. Now that is odd. Is that some kind of euphemism? Okay, so this game takes you there before it actually like just spells it out for you. This I have to hear. Xander would be curious about this. This guy intrigues the shit out of Xander. Yeah, this I have to hear.
Smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
When he was packed into there, like with slaves? Did I miss that? Is that what I got with the last line? Shit, I'm gonna have to check in the edit. You sound like you've been away from home forever. That's a little bizarre. Has he been at home? Oh, I thought he left there to come and kill me, but he was already in Ferelden because he went to Denerim to talk to the Tairn Loghain. How long has he been gone? Wait a minute. Really? You smell a cesspool and think of home? Okay, you sound like you've been away from home forever. I gotta ask him that one because that just hit me. Why is he missing home so much? That's a little bizarre. But then this is also... No, I'm gonna... This is
Oh,
weird.
not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly.
Okay, so
before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in the store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship.
I know what they're doing
but I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
So there's gonna be a gift out there that's Antiva leather boots, right? I just got that, like I'm getting it now. You gotta listen for these things, or in the codex, and I have a feeling. Well, yeah, she just said the one with Andraste's, the one with the flower. Leliana said that one, so for sure. Well, whatever. I'll remember. I'll try to remember. Okay, I record these. I can always go back. No, I don't. I record these. I don't remember things that happened episodes ago. I literally have to re-trigger things as I play the game, and then you guys catch me on comments and stuff like that, and I'm like, God damn it, how did I forget these things? Because I don't play for days. I go on and on why that is, but okay. Your home is still there, Zevran. Yeah, that sounds like sound option there. I asked you about Antiva, not your leather fetish. The job being killing me, right? No Antivan boots for you. Is that like a Seinfeld? No suit for you? No Antivan boots for you. The Antivan boots Nazi? Your home is still there, Zevran. More the fool I know. Zevran, you can buy it. So, about buying boots, going home and buying the boots. Your home is still there, Zevran. Yeah.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not.
Why, oh, there it is again. So, is that supposed to be flattery? Handsome? Is that opening it up for an attraction track or something like that? Everyone makes mistakes. Well, I don't think it was a mistake. He was hired to kill me. There's no mistake there. Outside, he didn't kill me. You need to make the most of where you are. That sounds like the Xander answer. I let him live, so now make the best of it, you know? Don't make me change my mind. You need to make the most of where you are. Is that supposed to be flattery? I don't think he would be... Xander wouldn't react with a direct confirmation of him saying handsome Grey Warden. Would Xander say handsome? Like, did you accidentally say handsome? Or are you attracted? Would Xander would he try to get to the bottom of that? Is that supposed to be flattery? Nah, Xander wouldn't care about any of that because he doesn't care about those sorts of relationships. At least I don't think so. I don't know. I've never played this character with an attraction to anything. Everyone makes mistakes. You need to make the most of where you are. I'm like, oh no, that's not of his circumstance, like being on this team alive. It's being in Ferelden. He needs to make the most of being in Ferelden. Handsome? Is that supposed to be flattery? I'm not... no, I'm going to question handsome. I think Xander would want to just make sure that, you know, if he is trying to make a play on him, Xander would just want to keep things settled down because they have a mission to do. So I'm going to say handsome and
perhaps
call him
that was
on
a
that.
poor choice of words. True though it is. Do you object?
Okay, he's calling me out. He's turned it around. Of course I object. I don't. You're wasting your time, that's all. I wouldn't be rude about it. Not at all. It was just unexpected, and that feels like I'm gonna open a romance track or a... Oh damn. I don't know how the engine works. So, not at all. It was just unexpected. I might go with that one, just because Xander's not really used to any sort of even attraction coming at him. So he might... Yeah, I'm going to do this one.
And glad I am to hear it. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Right then. Oh, that Did that just go up by 1, or did it go up, or is it another +4? Because Liliana's still in there. I don't know, but that's awesome. And you know what? I think I might only have enough time for 2 characters. Man, I thought I was going to get through all these characters, but I got through 2. So you know what? I feel like I'm going to split this apart this session. I'm going to try to finish these last 3 off. But for now, I am going to cut this one down. I feel like there's some moments that I could cut out because of trains and moving my dog outside and stuff. But in any case, don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire. I'll be back shortly. Peace, everybody. Alright, well, that wasn't very fun. Ah, God, I didn't save.